So in order to keep the dust down, I've created a work area. So I put a piece of plastic on both walls there. Goes all the way up to the top, almost all the way up to the top anyways. So I've got a workspace back here where I can kind of keep the dust contained and won't get dust all over my appliances and all that stuff. It only took me like 10 minutes to do that. So it's faster than dusting all of that stuff over and over. So yeah, I think that's gonna work really nice. All right, I'm glad I plastic this off because I'm making a big mess over there. But I got the cabinet for the most part built to go around the fridge. So I just need Mrs. Z to come back over here and help me tip it up in place. And she's over at the other house making dinner right now. So I'm gonna head on over there. Oh, I gotta put my glove on, it's cold. It's really cold, it's like 14 degrees. Oh man. I actually had to go to the chiropractor again today because my rib was back out of place and it was really inflamed and hurting bad. Holy cow, it is a winter wonderland out here. We got a whole bunch of new snow today. So I actually came back to the house, put an ice pack on my rib for about an hour and just chilled. And then it was feeling tons better. So I got to work and built that cabinet. Made another big mess. It's Valentine's Day and I'm gonna stroll through the woods over here to the other house. It's difficult walking through here right now. The ground is messed up. So I'm gonna go have some dinner with my wife. My Valentine of 27 years. Wow. And she ain't sick of me yet. Well, sometimes she is. And I'm not sick of her yet. Well, sometimes, but it's not often. We are madly in love. Our marriage is awesome. Always getting better because we're always working on it. That's the key I've found to a good marriage is don't take it for granted. Always be working on it. Make yourself a better person, a better husband, a better wife. That's the key. That's the key. But it takes two. You can't do it with just one person. It takes two people working on it. So I'm gonna go have some dinner in this winter wonderland, and then we'll probably go back over and do some more work. Well, my temporary workshop is working out really nice. So look at this. Dirty over there and clean over here. That's working out really good. I don't seem to be collecting a lot of dust on stuff either. But look at what I got done so far on the cabinets. I got the lower cabinet framework in place. I have most of the upper cabinets done. I got the fridge cabinet all framed in. That looks really good. The fridge slides in there. I'll probably do another shelf in there. And then these cabinets will have several shelves in them. And I have one more cabinet that fills in that spot right there, which I already have built. I was afraid I was gonna run out of plywood, and I will, but not as bad as I thought. So that's that one there. So that's gonna fill in that last spot there. And I gotta make a trip up to Menards to get more plywood because I gotta do the countertops, which I'm gonna do some sort of epoxy thing on. I'm gonna do the opposite of what I did on the island here. So the island is dark bottom with a white top. So all the cabinets are gonna be white with a dark countertop. So that's my plan. I think I'll stick with that one. So I've been busy at it and I'm gonna go take a trip up to Big Rapids, get some stuff, some plywood and a few other things on my list, grab some lunch because I'm hungry. I build up an appetite doing all this. So I'll be back in a sec. Oh man, so I'm using the washer and dryer. I washed clothes and I dried them today. It works awesome. Look at, you hear that? That's the dryer. It's still going, drying some stuff. So that worked really good though. But it's like 6:30 and I'm hungry and I hurt and I need to show you what I got done today because it's quite a bit. I did go to Menards and I bought 7 sheets of the ACX plywood 1/2 inch so I can finish out my cabinets, which you see behind me there. Wait till you see it. Plywood is expensive right now. Like I used to pay like 25 bucks or less for a sheet of 1/2 inch ACX plywood. Right now it's $63 each. So I spent 500 bucks to get 7 more sheets, which should get me covered. I should have everything I need now, but I was not planning on $500 more in plywood. Oh well, what do you do? So let me flip this around and show you what I got done today. Oh, this is a beautiful sight here. I have the cabinets all framed out. I have to build some shelves in there, but everything is done as far as the outer shelves of the cabinets. And look at, I even got countertops made. So I got 1 inch thick plywood countertops. This is actually 1/2 inch, but I glued 2 sheets together. And I'm gonna glue a piece of 3/4 inch on the bottom for a lip. So it's a total of, what would that be, 1 3/4 inches. So it'll be nice and thick, sort of like the island right there. And I'm gonna do that fancy texture on the front of those countertops as well. So I have some things for drawer slides that I built. So I gotta build drawers in the tops of each of these. I gotta buy some drawer slides yet. But look at all this counter space we have. It's hard to tell from the video, I'm sure, but this cabinet next to the microwave on both sides is 52 inches tall. So 12 inches deep, 52 inches tall. And this one is like 46 inches wide. And this one over here is like 4 foot wide. And then we got this huge cabinet over the fridge, which I could sit in that, no problem. I could sit in that and hide from people if I wanted to. But that's not gonna work because there's no doors on it yet. So no hiding for me. So that's kind of where we stand today. The mechanical inspector's coming tomorrow. So I'll be excited to get that green sticker. But look at this. This little wall I made for my wood shop is working out so good. I got it all cleaned up in here, so it's not such a mess right now. But I might just see if Mrs. Z will let me keep this here for a wood shop. Let's just forget about the living room altogether, and this will be Matt's wood shop. All right, so I'm about ready to do the texture on the front of the countertops. I added a lip of 3/4 inch plywood, so they're 1 3/4 inches thick. And I mixed up my epoxy and I thickened it up so it's nice and thick. It's almost like spreading Bondo. And I'm gonna tint it with just a little bit of this green that I used on the cabinets because we're gonna do these countertops green. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there just to give it a little color because it'll be easier to tell what I'm doing if it has at least a little bit of color on it versus the white. So I'm gonna mix that all up and start spreading it. All right, so now I've got a little bit of a tint to it. It'll just make it a little easier to see what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna take my stir stick is all. And I'm gonna start spreading it on the front. just gonna take my putty knife and kind of give it some texture. Actually, I should probably squish it all in there good first. It's like frosting a cake. I've only done that once. All right, so I decided to stand these up because it's making for a better texture standing up. I'm gonna let gravity do some of the work. So I'm gonna let this texture dry and then I'll sand it down, make it a little bit smoother. But the mechanical inspector was just here and look at that, another sticker for my collection. So I should have 2 more stickers to go and then we should be able to move in. So far, I haven't gotten a single red sticker. They've all been green. So 2 more, that's all I need. And then we can move in this place. So today, I am going to line the inside of the pantry. That's my job for today. So I'm gonna get on it. Look at my hair. I'm getting crazy. So, I did it again. I worked right through lunch. I'm starving. It's because I get so focused on stuff that I forget to eat. But, check it out. I've got the inside of the pantry all walled. Look at that. All that beautiful 1/2-inch plywood on the roof, on the walls. And this mess right here, I just filled all my holes with vinyl spackle. And once that dries, I'll give it a light sand and I can paint all the walls in there white. And then when that's all done, I can trim it out. It's gonna look really nice. So that's what we're gonna do with our cabinets back there too. We're just gonna paint them all white. And I'll do some really cool doors on them when I have time. So we're gonna paint them white, trim them out, and call it good for right now because I need a vacation. So that's where we're at right now. Stay tuned. All right, it's Thursday morning. The inspector's coming today for electrical, but I got the texture finished on the front of the countertops. So it looks really cool. Super happy with it. So it's nice and smooth. I sanded it so there's no sharp edges. So now I just got to figure out exactly what I want to do for an epoxy top. I think I'm going to paint them this same color as the island, the black forest green, and then just pour clear epoxy over top of them. Maybe I'll do some sort of marble effect in them. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm going to make it up as I go because that's how I do it. What's today? Thursday. Today is Thursday, I think. Yes, it's Thursday, and we have been working like mad crazy people over here. Check this out. First, you got to see my wife. Do you like your kitchen?
I love my
You
kitchen.
like where it's going?
Yes.
Okay,
Very
good.
much.
She's happy.
Yes.
So I'm gonna flip this around and show you what we did so far. Look at this. I painted the cabinet framework all white, top and bottom. I have the countertops textured and painted the color that they're gonna be. I just have to do the epoxy pour over them, but the texture turned out super cool. So it's that dark or black forest green. Look at, the girls are practically moving in already. They got knickknacks and a toaster and baskets, and we got the knife set in here and Ray Dunn stuff. Yeah, it's looking like we live here already. Mishawn's got dishes in the dishwasher. I even cooked something on the stove today. So the inside of the pantry, I have all painted. It's all just 1/2-inch plywood, couple coats of white paint on it, and we're gonna do some sort of wire rack system in there. I still have to trim it all out yet though. Then, if you look at my woodworking area, it's a mess. But look at, dirty over there, clean over there. It's like the mullet I'm about to have. Business on one side, party on the other side. So if we go outside here, I have started to put the siding on the front of the house. Maybe that'll give you somewhat of an idea of what the front's gonna look like. And we tied it on to the side right there, which is the garage is gonna set back just a couple feet off the house. So the garage, once we get that lean-to garage on there, that will also have the wood siding. So it's gonna be board and batten. And I kept it away from the house a little bit. It's taking a little more effort to do that, but I have boards in between them when they each have like a gap. So water, if water does get down there, it can run all the way down to the bottom and drain out. And the only thing that can get in there probably when I'm done is bugs, termites maybe, but no big deal. If the wood ever rots in the next 10 years, then I'll just do it again. No big deal. It's pretty easy to do and I enjoy it. So that is where the front of the house is at. What else? Let me think here. I'm a mess today. I never took a shower today. I intended to, but I guess it's the thought that counts. So the electrical inspector was here today and I have a green sticker with the stipulation that there's a couple small things I have to fix. So I'm gonna fix those today. Robert's coming over and we're gonna fix those couple little things and we'll be golden there. And we have the building inspection scheduled for Tuesday, which is why I'm trying to get some siding on the front of the house. So a few more things here and I'm gonna head up to Menards because there's more stuff to buy. Small things, but more stuff. So I'll talk to you after that. All right, I went over to my buddy Rob's this morning. He's got a sheet metal bender and I bent up some flashing for the windows and the doors and the tops for, because I can only go 10 feet up with the siding and then I got to put a piece of flashing and then go up to the peak from there. So I got all that bent. Actually, I'm a little short. I gotta get a couple more pieces. But today I'm gonna keep working on the siding on the front of the house. So I've got this whole stack of wood right here. All this needs to be just kind of sanded down, straightened out. Sand both surfaces, cut the ends off to exactly 10 foot, and then I'm putting these spacer blocks on the back wherever there's a purlin on the outside of the house so I'm nailing those in just to hold them temporarily, and then I'm drilling through the front to the back and then screwing in so my screws will all be in a nice line on the front of the house. So that's my project for today. I brought all this wood in last night, turned the dehumidifier on overnight next to all this wood, and it sucked a lot of moisture out of them. That dehumidifier this morning was full. So that's my project for today. I also have something I'm gonna surprise Mrs. Z with today, so stay tuned for that. She's gonna love it. All right, so I'm trying to work smart because it's cold out right now. So I have the boards all prepared in here. So I've got all my spacers where they need to be. I've got my screws in place. So all I have to do is go out there, stick it up, put a screw in it, level it, put the rest of the screws in. I only have to be out there for like a minute. So far that's working really smooth.
All the dishes that I'm doing,
Look at you guys.
all of the dishes that have been sitting in storage and they're all gross and disgusting, I'm gonna run through the dishwasher.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out how to use it.
Sweet. So we are either getting kicked out of the other place or the girls are so anxious to move in here.
It's both.
Yeah, it's both. Well, that is no surprise. So, looks like they are moving in, occupancy permit or not. So that building inspector better pass us. So I'm still using the wood shop over here. I got a ton done on the siding today. I'll go show you that. It's super windy, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to talk out there or not. I might mute it out, we'll see. Holy smokes, it's windy. Now, pardon all the wind noise, you probably hear a ton of it, but we got a lot done on the front today. We have a light installed per the electrical inspector's request. We had to have a light over the front door, which we were gonna do, but we weren't planning on doing it before inspection. And I put a light over that door as well because we needed that for the inspection. So I have the door trimmed. I have all the siding around that. That was my goal for today, is to be able to hang this light. So I had to get that trim up. I got the flashing done. I went over to my buddy Rob's this morning and bent up some flashing. So then I have this window trimmed as well and flashed. So just a matter of sticking the rest of those boards up. They should be pretty simple from here on out. So there we go. All right, it's Saturday afternoon. I've been here all morning. I haven't even taken a shower yet. I'm a mess, just a mess. But we've been moving stuff out into the shed that we no longer need in the house. We've been moving stuff in the shed that we're going to need in the house. I've got a few things accomplished today. I'm gonna show you what they are. So I installed the headboard on the wall. That was a pretty simple project. All I had to do was find the studs, and I put 2 trim screws in, these really tiny trim screws, but they're 5 inches long. I needed 5 inches to be able to get me into the stud. And if we come into the kitchen, look at the girls have been over here bringing dishes in. They are so ready to move in. Not that I'm not, but hey, I did some trimming in the pantry here today, the floor and the ceiling. And I hung up these wire racks, these pantry racks that we got. Look, the girls already put some stuff on them. Pantry racks that we got from Lowe's, and we're gonna do a couple other things on the back wall and maybe like a little roll around cart that we can put right there. And if we go over to the temporary wood shop, I've been getting boards ready here for above the front window, and I have to get boards ready for below the window too. And it is stinking cold out today, super cold. Like it was single digits this morning. I think it might be like 12 degrees right now, but it's still cold. And I don't really want to work outside, but there's stuff I need to do. So right now, I told you that I was gonna surprise Mrs. Z with something, so I'm gonna go do that right now. It involves being outside for probably 15 minutes. So I'm gonna bundle up. Here I go. Ooh, it's windy today and cold and windy. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. Mrs. Z loves her bird feeder. She misses her birds. We haven't had a bird feeder in like 9 months now. So she misses her cardinals. So wrapping this one up. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next one.